Hi, my name is Pedro and this is On My Function. In this series, I taught you how to create charts using D3 and React so far, but now we're going to start with visx. I explained why I chose visx in the last video, so if you didn't watch it, go watch it now. But if you know about D3 and some basics about React, you're going to be good at it. So let's go for it. All right, so I started with this repo that is kind of empty, already installed all the packages that I'm going to need. I'm going to add this repo on the description below, so if you need it, just go there and get it all. So let's start with the index.tsx in this case, because I'm going to need to install, actually not install, but initiate a global style here to kind of make it all look good in the end. So I'm going to import create global style from style components. You don't need to know about style components to understand how it works. I'm going to create global style, create global style. Then here I'm going to add body. Yep, that's exactly it that I need. Good GitHub Copilot. And then HTML, body, and root height 100. That's exactly what I need too. That's incredible. So right here, I'm going to add a fragment, finish this fragment, and add the global style. Right, that's it for this one. All right, so from here, let's go to the app.tsx. I don't need anything from here. Yeah, nothing. So let's start from the step-by-step of what we need to create here. First things first, I need the data. Then I need to define margins. Then I need the width and height. Then I need to define the inner width and inner height, because you remember from the video about D3 bars, I've explained how the margins work. So I need basically the inner width is width minus the margins. All right, so then the next step is to create the SVG, and then I'm going to define the scales, and then create the axis that you're gonna see it's way simpler here, and group it all. All right, so let's start from the beginning. First thing I need is data. I'm gonna use data set from visx that basically gives you a bunch of dummy data. So it's Apple stock from visx mock data, and then lib, and then mocks, then Apple stock. All right, and I'm not gonna use it all, so it's literally Apple stock. I'm gonna use the first 10, the first data points that are there. Then the margins, I'm gonna use only one margin to make it simpler. That is 32, just 2. 16 is 1 rem. 32 is 2 rems. Right, so the default width is 100 and default height is 100. This is just the dust that I usually use to render the chart, even though the bounds are 0. So now let's start with the bounds, what I mean by bounds. So I'm going to import use measure from react use measure. This is going to give me a reference to add to my SVG and the bounds that I'm going to need to create it. So const ref bounds equals use measure, and I'm not going to add anything here. Then the width is bounds.width or default width. The height is that. And then, wow, this thing really knows my code. Cool. Now, after this one, we did it here. Let's create SVG. So svg ref, and here a little trick for you. The width is 100% and the height is 100%, and then the view box is actually 0, 0 width and height. This is going to make sure that if I spread or if I make the chart smaller, it's going to remain on 100%. Cool. I don't need this anymore because I'm gonna use svg here. Cool. Now inside of this one, yeah, already created it. So yeah, now the scales. X scale is the width, right? So scale band. I'm going to import scale band and scale linear from visx scale. And this one is a generic, so it receives string, and the range is margin, right? Because it's the left to the right, and then margin, and then inner width. Well, I really don't know how to spell that. And this one, I think I'm gonna remove this 2 times here because it's already 2 times rem. I don't want more than that. Cool. So now for the domain, I'm going to go with data.map, and then I need a selector. So here I should have created define selectors. So the selectors are const get y x value equals d, that is apple. Yeah, I need to import the type from this one, apple stock. Yeah, apple stock, and I want to get the close price, and then for the y value I want to get the date. Cool. So here I just want to map it to get the x value, right? What it's saying, it should be a number. What? Oh, it's because it's returning a number on the get x value. Oh yeah, because I made it differently, right? So this is the date and this is the close price. So Typescript saved me again. So define the selectors. Yeah. So here the next one is, oh yeah, I need to define the padding, by the way. So padding is 0.2. So it has a little bit of space between one bar and the other. Next one is const y scale linear, and this receives a number, and range here is inner height and margin, and then the domain is, I don't want to create from 0 because the data may seem weird, so I want to create like 2 on this one. So the minimum is math.min data.map, and exactly that's it, right? This is going to be a problem because then if the 0 is the minimum, the bar won't show. So I want it actually to be the minimum minus 1 and this plus 1, so actually the bar shows. And yeah, I think that now we can start with the actual stuff. I'm going to create a group that is from @visx group. So this group, it's not the default export, I guess. It's, yeah, like this. And then, yeah, here I'm going to put the bar, and then I'm going to create the axis left, and then axis bottom, and that's it, right? Yeah, define this, and then let's create the axis. The axes on visx are really simple. So this is just axis left, and it's self-closing. I'm going to import this whole thing, axis left and axis bottom from visx axis, and then here I'm going to make it so the left is the margin, and then pass the scale, y scale. And the axis bottom, I'm going to pass the top, right? It's the top, yeah. The top is the inner height, and the scale is the x scale. Before anything else, let's build this thing up and see how it runs. All right, so some things are right here. Oh, yeah, this is axis bottom. And then here I have it. It's not formatted at all, but it's something, right? So now let's go to the part that really matters. That is basically the bars. To define the bars, I need a data, and for each data set, each data point, I'm going to create a bar. So here it goes the bar. This should be the axis bottom, but that's fine. Group, and then group, and then here I'm going to data.map, and then the right, and then here, first things first, I'm gonna x value is get x value from the, and then bar width, it's exactly this, and then bar height is inner height minus, yeah, that's it. But then here I prefer to use it like this. So I have the height, then yeah, I need the x and y. So bar x is equal to x scale, x value, and then bar y is inner height minus bar height. Cool, now I need to return the actual bar. Oh, I didn't import the bar, right? So the bar, it comes from visx shape, yeah, and cool. This is a self-closing one, and it's a mapping of things, so I need a key. So the key in this case is gonna be bar and then x value. X is bar x, the y is bar y, the width is bar width, the height is bar height, and the fill is orange. This should be it, and it is. So I have here a bar chart that is actually responsive. So if I make it smaller, it goes smaller, and if I make it smaller like this, it goes smaller like this, and it works.